Hello again. Welcome to another Fete Finder Feature. Today we have with us a very talented promoter, the CEO and founder of Santana Salazar Entertainment. What's going on, bro? How you doing, man?
Much, yeah. Fete Finders, yes.
Hey, yo, it's a pleasure. So, we want to start out with how did you get started? What prompted you or influenced you to become a promoter? I know you're a man of many talents, but we're going to stick with this for right now. How did you get started?
Yeah, so I've been in the promotion game for, let's say, about 20 years. I mean, that might tell my age, but more behind the scenes, more financially funding and project management for the most part. I came to the forefront about 4 years ago, so people could put a face to who
you were,
who I was.
Okay.
So I have about 20 years under my belt with dealing with different organizations and helping them cultivate their events.
Okay. So what got you started? What influenced you the most?
So I came from a family of promoters. So
Gotcha.
My dad.
You can name drop. You can.
Huh?
This is you. Who are they?
We can't really name drop.
Damn. all right. Do you think?
Yeah, but from different promoters that were different. Part of I grew up in New York, so people in Army Boys, parakeets. I mean, just a variation of different shops of promotion. Yeah.
Okay. So, as now, what is your focus now? Like, as in, when did you realize that, hey, I'm here, I'm a promoter, and I want to do this? When did you realize that? What was your top Fete or your number one Fete that you realized that, hey, you know what, I can do this?
So honestly, I would say the number one Fete that kind of changed my outlook on broadening on the promotional aspect was I Am Soca.
Okay.
So I did I Am Soca DMV.
All right.
And that kind of broadened my aspect on doing other events because I saw there was a gap within the DMV area for events, probably in the soca community. So I wanted to do things a little different. So I said, you know what, I have the experience, I have the mindset. I'm always thinking I can cultivate, bring to the DMV people different type of events.
Gotcha. And what year was that?
That's about 4 years ago. What is it, 16? Yeah,
16?
2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you first came on the scene as hey, this is me.
On the
soca scene.
On the soca scene, yeah.
So what was you doing prior?
I was still cultivating Indulge, which is a boat ride in Trinidad.
Okay, all right.
Did that. It was a cooler Fete in Trinidad around Carnival time. Used to call Pump.
Okay.
Did that, and I was doing some behind the scenes. How we would say ghost funding for events here, but wasn't in the soca realm, more in the Jamaican realm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, don't worry, we encompass all.
Yeah.
The Caribbean massive period.
You know how it is. I don't want to
see my shirt, boy.
I'm not going to throw people's name out there. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's a matter of respect, you know what I mean?
Hey, look, man.
NDA's in place, so I can't really.
Hey, look, man. At the end of the day, if you want to shoot a plug out and shout out people, that's all good.
Yeah, of course.
So, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest, because this is a thing where I pretty much heard of you about, I want to say about 3-4 years ago, and I was, oh, okay, all right. This is another promoter on the scene. What is he about? And it wasn't until I started a company and gathered a good team behind me where I was like, you know what? Let's shine a light on who these people are, because a lot of people have questions that need answers. Like, who is this person? Who is that person that's just showing up in the DMV, and what are they about? So, what prompted you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna start in the DMV. I'm gonna do something in the DMV.
So, far as starting out in the DMV, for me, and I guess within my generation, far as in the DC area, there are lots of parties here.
I don't even know what your generation is, bro.
Well,
So
that's good. That's good.
right, because I was like, what? The generation?
Yeah, that
I'm thinking you like 34 or some shit.
Yeah,
Like,
10 years old. Right now. Yeah, so and for us, the main thing was like, let's go to New York. We want to go to a dope party. Let's go to New York.
Yeah.
I'm like, you live here. This is where you should be enjoying the most, not going out of town. Running out of town every week,
True.
spending money out of town. Keep the money here within the community. Cultivate the community, cultivate the people. Develop different ideas if you don't have with someone else, and let's get the dope parties here. Obviously we know when you say DC, we know hooky.
yes.
But that
Shout out to them boys.
Yeah, shout out to them boys. One knows the hooky brand.
Yeah.
But there were not a lot of staple events where someone from out of town would say, I'm going to DC to go to X party, Y party. And that's when we're trying to change the trajectory of that conversation. Where people are saying, you know what? I'm in New York, North Carolina, Atlanta, Jersey, wherever the Philadelphia.
Miami.
Let's go to the DMV to party.
Yes.
We see a party that's attractive, and we won't mind driving or overnighting or the weekend to go to one of those events.
True. Okay. All right. So that was your motivation.
That was my motivation
to see change.
To see change, definitely.
That is awesome because everybody out. I think we as a culture, we need to find our own motivation to cultivate change, progression, everything. So other than I Am Soca, what other fetes have you cultivated and have done in the DMV that kind of like set a staple for you as a promoter?
So there's a fete called Pleasure that I usually do in December. My boat ride, which is called Indulge, which I Indulge boat ride, which as a lot of people know or may not know, 100% of my proceeds go to charity. I don't make $1. I don't take $1 off that event. 100% of my proceeds, and
this is new.
That's been a very successful event. We're sold out every year within the first 2 or 3 days.
Because it's during that weekend or the weekend after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're not gonna talk about the weekend, but the weekend. This is the highlight you. So I'm be 100%. No disrespect to anybody out there, but yes. So going back to Indulge, that weekend is I don't think I have missed an Indulge boat ride because I want to say even here now that there's always a different experience every Indulge. So shout out to you, shout out to the team. I'm gonna be real, I didn't even know that you did that shit. I'm gonna be real. Like this is the first time I'm hearing that you. So now that we get a chance to have you on that platform to let people know who you are and what events that you promote and that you're involved with. I know one that's in my mind right now because it's new and it's fresh and it's all over the place right now. Car Jam.
I know what's coming. As soon as I walked in the studio, I didn't hear anything else. Car Jam.
Yes. Yeah. So in this time, like now it's like, yo, who is doing Car Jam? And people, don't get me wrong, I'll be real, you have a decent backing now. And how did Car Jam come about?
Yeah, so it was basically at the starting of COVID where when we were just going through the whole lockdown phase, and I'm into politics, maybe more than the average person, and so Car Jam, the concept came because of they said, hey, no indoor dining. You can dine outside, but the stipulation with outside was 6 people per table.
Yes.
So I took that concept now and say, you know what?
Revamped it.
I'm gonna revamp it. Your car is your table, so we can stay within the legal limits of the law. So your car is your table, and you should have no more than 6 people in your car. A little background, fun facts. I mean, a lot of people, as you know, we got a lot of flack.
Yes.
Big up We Culture. We got a lot of flack for it. But every Car Jam we had, we pulled a permit for car jam.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which so the state
Approved it.
Approved it. Even
Yes.
the last car jam was at
The state approved it because I want to put this.
even the last car jam was at the county fairgrounds. The state is not going to have you have an event on the fairgrounds without you pulling permits also.
Yes.
So just to solidify that. So as I said, there was a lot of stigma around car jam, but we used the law and basically created the biggest new sensation out of the box thinking in DMV for a party.
True.
It was different.
I get you.
We had people from all different races attend car jam.
People drove out from other state. I know personally.
Yeah, we had Virginia, North Carolina, New York. Yeah, we had Philly. Yeah,
Jersey.
Yeah, there was a lot of out of town influx into car jam. I think we got the first one of the car jams we had. DJ Spice on there.
Yes.
He posted the video, 50,000 views on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think the concept, and I want to be honest, the concept also saved a lot of people. Everyone looks at this coronavirus based on a life count, right? It's either, hey, you got sick or a death toll.
Yeah, true.
We have had people come up to us and say, hey, this saved our life. I was literally going through depression by being in the house because not every individual stays in the house.
True.
So
I get it. Party must go on.
Party must go. It's a mental state of mind for you. So a lot of people was like, hey, when is the next one? I was going through depression. This saved my life. I love it. I love the concept. So we followed all of the protocols, all the CDC guidelines, all the state guidelines for all these events. Temperature checks, hand sanitizers, and a EMT person on deck at each event. Yeah,
because I noticed I've been to if I didn't have to go to military duty, I've been to 2 car jams so far.
Yeah, we had tickets on Fete Finder.
Yes, please.
Fete Finder. We had tickets on Fete Finder on the Greenbelt event. So
yes.
First hand, you can give your honest opinion on it.
So from my standpoint, I'll be real. You can't control people.
No, you can't.
I know for myself, I had a mask on. I'm good. I personally enjoy it because I'm one of the people that I miss fetting. I'm gonna be real with you guys because I'm gonna be real. This is a show that you can be real on. I miss people. Car jam supplied.
Fetting and people.
And people. Don't get me wrong. I've done the test. I've done 3 tests so far for COVID and I'm negative. And I've been to 2 car jams. I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's off the individual and that's their choice. As a promoter, I think it as the individual and that's their choice.
I think some of the responsibility also goes to the individual, right?
Yes.
I provide a safe haven for you, but when you come there, you're reckless with your health or your well-being. You can't blame a promoter for that.
Yeah.
At that point, but we
set the guidelines. You set the rules,
and we have all our DJs announce it. Hey, put on your mask. Put on your mask. You know what I'm saying? So it's the risk is the same amount of risk of you going to the grocery store when they say, you know what, we're short on toilet paper, we're short on tissue paper, and then 1,500 people is in a grocery store. Standing each other in line or walking close to each other in aisles and sneaking.
And it's supposed to be 6 feet.
And aisles are not made for 6 feet apart.
No, it's not happening.
Lengthwise you can get it, but not apart. So you get a delivery at home. The average person is not wiping down a Amazon box. They're not coming to the door with masks and gloves and picking up an Amazon box.
True.
So I'm not defending or saying one is worse than the other, but I think it's up to the individual to assess the risk. So we're not calling people and say you have to come, otherwise, we're kidnapping you.
So we're gonna highlight something right now. What precautions do you set up at your events to protect people from COVID? Because I want them to hear it from the horse's mouth. So
from entry, we've been supplying hand sanitizers. We've been doing temperature checks.
Okay.
We've been making sure once you enter in that whatever location it is, you have your mask on. During the events, we also been having our DJs
announce it
every 15 minutes. it's annoying to some people. It breaks the DJ momentum, but we continue to kind of instill it because once you instill something in someone over and over, it becomes habit now.
Yes,
right. So
habit.
it's easier. It's easier. You know. So we always have EMT on staff within the event. We always have police. You know, to make sure everything. We have the safest events in the DMV.
All right. So what is your protocol for people that refuse to put on a mask? I get that every 15 minutes, but are individuals going around saying, "Hey, put on your mask," or what's going on? Like, explain that, because I think the DMV area wants to know.
Okay, so we have security that walks the crowd and try to enforces it, right? I reiterate to people, "Hey, please put on your mask in a gentle way. We're not grabbing nobody by the horns or anything. In a gentle way, please put on your mask. Please put on." Or after so much amount of violence, you have to leave the premises.
It's true.
You know, because at the end of the day, we don't want to lose our access to get a state's licensing and stuff. You know, because someone wants to be hard headed. You know, so yeah, those are some of the protocols we actually put in. So Car Jam, we will bring back Car Jam when. So we follow the CDC guidelines, the state guidelines. So we're not going to have an event where we cannot pull a permit. So we will continue to follow and adhere to state and government guidelines. Obviously, it's winter. We did a Halloween Car Jam, Car Fest. It was great, but we don't expect people to come and stand outside their car in the cold. It at that point doesn't make any sense. I mean, if we advertise 10 car jams, people are going to come, but at the same point, no one wants to stand outside in the cold.
Okay, so while we here right now, because this is what's boggling me in my head, what's the difference between Car Jam and Car Fest?
So, Car Jam and Car Fest Car Fest started as a festival. So it was supposed to be the festival. It was supposed to be an all Grenadian festival that was supposed to happen in DC. So we took that festival and it's Grenadian festival and made it into the Car Fest festival. Same concept, but separate entity. Same promoter, separate entity as far as entertainment is concerned. Because remember, all this was pre-planned, and then we got COVID.
Okay. Gotcha.
So instead, there was an event called Caribbean Fest, which
Caribfest?
No.
Caribbean Fest.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Which Dane Miguel was doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So that turned.
I'm just trying to understand, folks, because we were trying to vibe.
Yeah. That's fine.
There's a lot going on.
Because you know, I love the DMV, but people are so ignorant.
Oh shit, boy.
There ain't no shit. I'm just saying, people are ignorant. So what I'm saying is,
we trying to get you hip right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get you hip right now.
We're trying to get you hip for what's really going on. What's going on with the going on?
Right.
You know what I mean? So even though it's the same promoters, it's a different entity.
Okay.
Just like you may have a company, but they're subsidiaries of that company.
Got you.
So by someone saying, what's the difference between Car Fest, Car Jam? It's a whole different concept. Car Fest was more geared towards a stage show type of vibes, and Car Jam was simply to, more of a how would we say it, a tailgating type of event. So once you see, hey, entertainment artists, Car Fest. You see tailgating DJs, Car Jam.
Okay.
So in the simplest forms. Let's do that in the simplest form.
Got you.
Yeah. So for people being ignorant and saying what's the difference, the difference is the concept. So we just educate. I don't want to say people are ignorant because
you already said it.
But actually, no, I already said it. But
you can't say it. I just didn't say it.
No, some people don't know what ignorant means.
It's just not knowing.
Yeah, it's not knowing. So that's what ignorant means. Not knowing. I don't want anyone to get offended by saying ignorant, for us, especially my patrons, because ignorant just means not knowing. It doesn't mean, because we use the word ignorant loosely all over the place for different things, which is not the actual meaning of what ignorant is. So I just wanted to clarify that.
All right. In essence, how are you, and I know you work with one of my I love him to death, Dane, and your entrepreneurship and stuff like that. How do you deal with the criticism that you're taking from hosting the events and fetes that you're doing during this time in the pandemic?
Repeat that question again, because I didn't hear that.
The Johnny Walker.
This Johnny and this Project Paradise. I don't know if it's cost $2, $1, $3. We're gonna buy a bottle before we leave.
Yes. All right. So, how are y'all dealing with? And I'll say you because we have you here. How are you dealing with the criticism that you're taking from hosting events and fetes during the pandemic?
So at the end of the day, the criticism don't bother me.
Okay.
What bothers me is division in DMV. Right? Okay. I can get criticized all day long. I'm a person I have thick skin, and I don't really care because no one pays my bills, so I don't really care. So the criticism don't bother me. You know why? Because as I said, every negative reaction, there's a positive reaction. As I stated earlier, people calling me and was like, "Hey, you brought me out of depression."
True.
You know.
True.
So if I go to like study the negative things, I'm not satisfying those people.
True.
You know, we're not doing events to kill people. We know that. We're following the protocols. We're not doing events to kill people. So the criticism, it's neither here or there with me. I'm a person of, hey, I'm innovative. I'm gonna create something.
True.
What I do today, you're gonna do tomorrow. You may be ashamed or afraid to say it today. Yeah. You're thinking about it. You may be like, damn, I should have thought of that idea. But tomorrow, you're gonna do it. I can bet you any amount of money in this world, if another pandemic hits, the trajectory of promoters in DMV is going to be different.
Yes, true.
I can
everybody going to dip and dabble.
I can bet any amount of money. It's because a lot of people, hey, you know what? This is what I'm standing on, and there's nothing wrong with that. I applaud people who stand on something and follow through with it. You know what I mean? Because I'm the same way. If I stand on something, whether you agree with it or not, I'm going to follow through with it. So I applaud those people that follow through with it. I don't appreciate people that criticize it because, hey, there's always two sides to what?
Every
story. And there's two sides to
actually, there's three. Emotions. There's your side and my side and the truth.
Well, now we do the promotion, so it's this promoter side, my promoter side, and then there's a patron.
Yeah,
you
true.
Know what I'm saying? So now, if in that realm,
at the end of the day, we say we're in a pandemic. We are in a pandemic. It's a pandemic and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you can't. What the patron wants to do is what the patron wants to do. If you're satisfying the patron, definitely understand.
And it could go both ways. I could have a car jam and no one showed up.
True.
Right?
That is true.
0 people showed up.
But people are showing up.
But because people would have said, hey, you know what? I assess the risk and I think this is not for me. But they assess the risk and say, you know,
this is for me.
This is for me. I can do this.
Got you.
Yeah.
So we've noticed, because we're sitting back and we're like, oh man, what? They going, because I've been to one, and then military duty stopped me from others. Yeah. And I've actually been to 2
Trust
events.
me, a lot of people that say no on the internet have been to car jam.
Yes, don't get me wrong. I know a few.
You know, so it's a lot of contradiction going on.
Yes.
But you know what? We love it. We love our people. We love the culture.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
we love our people.
We love the culture, and we want to put that out there. We love the culture, and we love the people. Don't get me wrong. There's no disrespect to anybody out there, but we love our people, and we love our culture, and your safety is what matters.
Number one priority.
Let's put that out there right now.
No, number one priority. This has nothing to do with no one chasing a dollar.
Got you. And because I don't want to, I want to make this. I want this year stage because I want to confuse with you chasing clout, chasing the dollar, or it's just business, and we still want you to have a safe environment to fet in. And that's what I want to. I invite you on the show, basically to put that out there and also speak your piece, because I know there's been some controversy, and we'll get to that in like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we can get to it whenever we want, because that's what I'm here for. At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. I don't need anything in entertainment to survive. This is not my main income source. I have multiple business. You know.
I gathered that. We gathered that. Yes, we talk.
You know. I don't want to. Something I can say, something I can't.
Bro, you can say anything you want.
No, what I'm saying is because I also have contracts with the government, so I'm not going to bring that. Bring that part up because of the agencies that I have contracts with. I'm staffing for. But as far as I have ticketing website,
yes,
just
true.
like Fete Finders, we spoke.
Yes, we spoke. I came to you and I said, "Hey, look, what's?"
And I said, "Hey, this is you know me. When you came to me, I was like." Did I hide any information from you?
No, you did not.
This is what's wrong. This is what I think you need to do.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Don't get me wrong, we fixed it.
You fixed it. You know what I'm saying? You fixed it. You know what I'm saying? I have a 9 to 5. I don't do this for money.
You and me both.
I love the culture. I have a studio. I produce rhythms. I don't do this. I don't do this for money. I love culture. So at the end of the day, safety first for the people. But we also want to make sure everyone has a space of mind where they're fine, they're good, they're enjoying themselves. You know, they're not going through depression, because depression is a hell of a thing. And
yes,
I know,
during this time right now.
So I'm gonna put a plug here. Every Wednesday, Hannah, if no one knows who that is, she has a mental health show, and I think people should actually join the Zoom and participate in that.
Tell them where they find it.
And I will post it on my Instagram page every Wednesday. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to post it on my IG page every Wednesday. Santana Salazar Entertainment or Santana_Salazar every Wednesday. It's a real thing because I know people that has been affected by mental health and depression. You know? So at the end of the day,
that is awesome.
There's different trajectories to this. You know? So
Gotcha. So we're going to move into that segment of
Bacchanal segment?
Yeah, the Bacchanal segment. So you made a statement, because as I remember, you made a statement and somebody responded, and then you responded to we're going to say, you made a statement, S. responded, and then you responded with something else.
Okay, so
please explain.
Yeah, so let's get this straight. I did not make a statement. S. Posted something where I felt because that it would have created segregation, or it is created segregation, or it's saying, hey, you know, it came across to me. I don't care how it came across to anybody. To me,
to you, this is what matters.
I'm a coworker, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a coworker. It came up.
At the end of the day, promoters. This is what he's saying. We are all co-workers. We're in the community.
We don't have to agree with each other, but we are co-workers. Just like you don't agree with people at your job, but that's your co-worker, you know? So you take your stand, they take their stand.
Okay.
So he made a comment which I think was like, hey, these are the promoters that care. So the latter of that means, hey, the promoters that's having parties don't care. So I responded to that because at the end of the day, I don't think it could be the promoters that is doing it for money, doing it for clout, just doing it. I don't think they want to see patrons die.
True.
I think that's honest. No one wants that rep behind, hey, 50 people got sick at your party. No one wants that rep, especially for people that were doing it under protocol, guidelines from the CDC. You know what I mean? State guidelines. So it was offensive. So I responded because I got a lot of calls and no one wanted to speak their mind. I said, why y'all calling me? Because I'm supposed to be some bully or something? But
I thought you was a bully, bro. I thought you was the bully.
I already was going to address it.
Yeah.
I was just going to call him and address it, but I said, you know what? You put it on social media.
He put it on social media.
I'm going to address it on social media. Okay. So at the end of the day, I addressed it and said, hey, instead of you wasting your time trying to create division, why don't you educate people about COVID? He did nothing for the West Indian community during COVID. Nothing of education. He may have a Zoom with somebody else, but he did nothing to educate the West Indian community. And that's what we're about. if I see my brother Fete Finder is doing something
True.
incorrect,
Yeah.
in my eyes, it may not be incorrect totally. In
Yeah.
my eyes, I say, hey, I think you should start a drive to say, you know what? Let's do a mass drive.
But you're gonna come to me.
I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not gonna go behind your back and say,
post something on social
and post
media.
something on social media or talking like a little chick behind people's back and saying, "Hey, don't mess with Santana." Everybody. I don't care about what perception of what I am because I know who I am as an individual. So, if you're gonna make a statement on, and don't edit out nothing. If you're gonna make a statement, if you're gonna make a statement saying, "Hey, these are people that care, these are people that don't care," you should be able to back it up with what you're doing to care. In any revolution, war, a person who does nothing is the same thing as a person who does everything, right? Because you have to stand for something.
Yeah. Because
You know what I mean?
if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
You'll fall for anything, and that's what it is, right? We're also talking about a person that don't have an event. So, are you a promoter? You're a promoter assistant. You work with other promoters. And as I said, don't edit it out. This is my honest opinion. This is what we hear unplugged. You know,
True.
You don't have an event.
This is your platform, bro.
You don't have an event. What do you have? Your birthday party? Major Hype is not coming back here for that. No time, no day. Major Hype is under signed with BT now. Major Hype, when he tours, he do his shows. He may give the promoter a percentage to promote in that area. So he's not coming back here without the SDOT. So that's you're not a promoter. So, and you're trying to cause division within promoters.
True.
You know? Because I know.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, a lot of promoters may have the same idea or same thing, but they won't come out and say it. They won't come out and say it. You know why? Because they look at two different sides of the spectrum. Right? Hey, what this person is doing and what we're doing. I took a stance, hey, I'm not doing this. I respect your stance for doing it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was simply it. I was just responding to a comment. Everyone think I was mad. I wasn't mad.
Because at the end of the day, we want to know, like, there's still a mutual respect for you guys, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to. I'm not. No, it's not about hesitation. I'm not going to see him in the street and put him in a chokehold or punch in his mouth or anything. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, hey, know your place, know your role. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? If you're coming at me saying you're doing X, what are you doing? If I'm doing X, but you're doing nothing. We're doing the same thing.
So, in conclusion, you took it kind of personal what he wrote.
I took it personal on an aspect for all the rest of promoters.
Okay.
Because Car Jam was not the only event during COVID. We know that.
Yeah, because you got events in other states and other.
I'm not. Forget.
We're talking about here.
We're talking about here. DMV.
Okay. We
were lit in the DMV.
Yes.
So Car Jam was not the only event. So I took that burden upon myself and say, hey, you're talking to all these promoters that have events.
Now that we've talked about all that, what are your plans for when COVID is done? Because you've done a lot while COVID's here. So what is your plans for when COVID's done? Because I expect a lot.
Yeah. So before I go into that, let me just give credit to where credit is due. Let's big up Ricky Platinum, Fios, DJ Blaze, Dollar, Fete Finders, Team Soca, Problem Child. Man, so much people to name.
Yeah, man, you got a list?
Trisha.
Moto.
It's countless people to name that made us a success during these times. And it was all natural. But we've launched what we call the Salient brand, and look out for the new logo. We're going to do the Salient Music Festival in either last week of July, the first week of August. It's going to be different. Trust me, it's not going to be the regular festivals you see in DC. A lot of patrons is going to really enjoy this. So we're going to take this and turn it into something that you have never seen. Remember when they say the greatest show on earth? Well, we're gonna say the greatest show in the DMV. It's not normal. It's out of the box. Trust me. It's like a circus LA within 3 days. Trust me.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where we heading outside of this COVID.
Gotcha. So we look forward to it. Again, man, we would like to thank you from behalf of me, myself, the producers. We would like to thank you for coming out, sharing this moment with us, sharing your expertise, sharing your advice, speaking your truth. Because at the end of the day, your truth is what matters. Because honestly, everybody has a side to this COVID pandemic, and who's doing what and how they're doing it. We would like to thank you for coming on the show and just sharing your aspect and your vision and your concept and the reason why you're doing it. Again, you just want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, hey, COVID was something unexpected. Everyone had a stance during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
What would be intriguing is to see what happens outside of COVID.
Sure.
And are we going to go back to the same old thing where DMV promoters is fighting other DMV promoters and then say they're not? Or it's going to be all about the patrons where we just providing a level of entertainment that is superior that we have been providing for the past years for our soca. I'm just only speaking on soca at the moment because I don't want anyone in the Jamaican community to take offense to anything.
Dance hall community.
Dance hall. Whatever.
I got you. I hear you, but we want to make
Same thing.
Yeah.
I support them too. At the end of the day, I support them too. But what I'm saying is, for us, our circle, our inner circle, not the outer circle, our inner circle, me and my co-workers, them, to make sure we are providing quality events to the patrons. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's all we can do is quality events. Thank you again, Santana, for coming out. Man, thank you all for watching this episode of the Fete Finder Feature. We like to thank our sponsor. Oh my God, I love this guy, Project Paradise.
When is he coming on? I really want to buy like a case or something like that.
It's good, right?
This is good with
Johnny.
With Johnny? Like,
yeah,
yo,
we just found out that Johnny is the way to go with this.
Are we gonna get like a Johnny Walker sponsor or something like that?
Someday, we hoping. Johnny Walker.
Someday soon, right? We speak it into existence.
Definitely.
We do that with everything. We don't care what the naysayers say. It's
That's
whatever
what it
we
is.
say.
Yes.
Project Paradise, Johnny Walker.
That partnership gotta come. All right, Santana, thank you a lot for coming, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
I know that Johnny hit a long time ago, so we good.
Johnny is a second child. We say what we want to say. We talk what we want to talk. And at the end of the day, we respect everybody. And if they feel like they're disrespected, just call me, have a conversation. We out.
All right, have a good one, y'all. Thank you for joining us.